it's stranger than fiction to say like, oh, I grew up in a home, and one time this guy with a Brooklyn accent, actually he's from Long Island, came over, knocked on our door, said, I'm your landlord and I'm going to evict you.
Yaakov, you know this is not your house.
Yes, but if I go, you don't go back. So what's the problem? Why are you yelling at me? I didn't do this.
Yeah, you are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
It's absurd. And then you grow
Probably
up with
the
these...
most infamous person from Long Island right now.
Yeah, they need to do better.
Yeah.
The kind of exporting they're doing. Yeah, you grow up with busloads of these American Jewish tourists like walking into our house, walking into our like home, into our garden as if it's some kind of zoo, and like gesturing at our homes and like singing and so on. But then when you're like looking at the news, you read about evictions, and that does not to say that evictions cannot be extremely violent, but you read about evictions, and that does not ring the bells of like, you know, a complicit judiciary, a decades-long, a centuries-long project of settler colonialism. It does not ring the bell of like shady tax-exempt charities in the United States. And so when we stopped using the language of eviction and we started using the language of expulsion, I think that allowed the listener a clearer image of what's happening in it. The description matched the images they were seeing.
We're here to stay. Don't you ever forget it. You're a murderer. You are a murderer. You don't have the guts to do it.
And this is why I think, you know, when people say we fixate too much about language, this is why I think it's so important, because people are seeing those images of like people being blown to bits to Gaza. But the way these things are described, they obfuscate the truth of what's happening, that this is a genocidal campaign.